Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to admit, we're a little bit rusty. We haven't filmed a video for about a month now because V Wilson 92 here has been quite ill recently due to a certain COVID. So please bear that in mind. Now, I actually received these biscuits for free when I recently donated blood. They had lots of different snacks on the table. So I came across these Lotus biscuits, I assume. So I thought, I'll take some for future reference. So, as an absolute disclaimer, there are lots of different YouTube channels who promote foreign food items on their channels. They're being paid off by these products. But here on Polton Real, well, technically, I didn't even pay for these. So, I will tell the truth. We also rate the packaging out of 10, as well as the content out of 10. So, there is absolute no guarantee that we're being paid off. There's nothing in it for us. So in terms of the packaging, I like the brand Lotus. You've got a nice red background there. Quite simple. Biscoff, I assume it means biscuits, since 1932. So they have a long history, so it must be quite successful. So on the back of the packaging, you have the weight of the item, the typical ingredients, and as you can see, they actually manufactured in Belgium. So it is therefore a foreign product. So as you can see, it's literally 2 biscuits within the packaging. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat a dry sample and then a wet sample with this drink here, because it's going to get a little bit dry. And then we'll pass over to V Wilson 92 for his sample. And remember, even though I didn't pay for these, I'm not being sponsored, I'm not being paid off. Many YouTubers don't tell the truth on their channel.
What rating would you give the packaging, Polton Real?
I think 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Very simple. Perhaps you could have a diagram of the biscuits on the packaging. So Lotus, get a diagram on the front of your packaging. Make it child friendly. But 7 out of 10 is average. But there's still room for improvement. Lotus, pay attention, take notes, because feedback is how we learn. So in terms of the content, it actually looks like gingerbread, to be very, very transparent. Now, I do like the logo there. I do like the logo, and it does look quite appetizing. I will be very honest with you there. So this is my dry sample, and I'll rate it out of 10. In terms of the dry sample, I think that's a 7 out of 10. It's quite reasonable. It's basically like gingerbread, or a hint of caramel, I think it is. So 7 out of 10 for the dry sample, still quite reasonable. Now for the wet sample. Let's see whether this makes a difference. So into the drink. Don't try this at home, folks. Polton Real and V Wilson 92 are specially trained. Yes, I think the wet sample does increase the rating to 7.5. It's very reasonable. Like I say, I didn't pay for these products myself, but I think it was worth a go. 7.5 out of 10. Quite reasonable. Very simple. Perhaps Lotus could include different flavourings. So 7.5 out of 10 for the wet sample, 7 for the dry sample, and 7 for the content. There's still room for improvement. Get a nice diagram on the front of the packaging, Lotus. And once again, we're not being paid off to promote this product like many YouTubers do. V Wilson 92, would you like a sample?
I certainly would, Polton Real. And as for the packaging, for me, I actually feel the packaging is a little bit bland for my taste. It doesn't seem very appealing or enticing, and it's not making me want to go out of my way and buy the product. But like Polton Real says, you got this for free. How about that, guys? So, in terms of the packaging, I would actually award Lotus a 6.5 out of 10. So, somewhat similar to Porter Real score, but lots of room for improvement there for me as well, guys. So if you'd like to do the honours and open it up for me, please.
No problem. So just goes to show, folks, there's still room for improvement. Maybe we're wrong. There we are, folks. Will I ever learn? There you are, my friend.
Thank you. So I'll get one out. And it seems like it's very crumbly as well. So I do like that. That's got the logo on the actual biscuit itself. It's makes it a bit more appealing. So down the hatch for a dry sample. Well, it's as you would expect for a biscuit, I suppose, and I agree with Porter Real score and give it a 7 out of 10. But now, time for the wet sample, see if it makes any improvements. So, there we are, nice and wet. So let's see what this is like. I have to say, guys, it does make a big improvement. It's a much more noticeable difference, much more tastier and appealing when it's wet. So I will actually award Lotus an 8 out of 10 for the wet sample. So a big difference there for me. Any final thoughts, Porter Real?
So it just goes to show that V Wilson 92 likes it wet. How about that, folks? So to summarise, if you eat this dry, it is quite bland. So Lotus could perhaps include some flavourings. In terms of the packaging, perhaps it's too simple. Get a diagram on the front, Lotus. Get a diagram there. But if you have a drink nearby, it's certainly worth an experiment because it does increase the marks to 7.5 for me and 8 for V Wilson 92. So try it for yourselves. Think outside the box. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Lotus deserves 10 out of 10 and I should be censored by Klaus Schwab. It's all about you. So it was worth a try considering I got it for free. But give it a try for yourselves. V Wilson 92, any final thoughts?
Give it a try for yourself, guys, even if it doesn't seem that appealing. But you never know, you might think differently. It's all about you.
Because the whole point of foreign food products like this, you travel out of your comfort zone. You try something different. That's the whole reason with this segment. Like and subscribe. Give us your feedback down below. If you've tried this previously, what are your thoughts? Leave them down below. Peace.